When we train a horse, we're training a reaction. We're trying to get a reaction out of them. When we teach them, we're trying to get them to find the answer with their own mind. That's something that they can do on their own all the time. But when we're working with them, people tend to train them. And that's using just the reaction part of them. So the same thing, I want him to understand this means go this way. He's trying something. See how he's moving around? He's trying something. He's dropping his head. He's going, now he stopped. So I'm just going to slowly pick this up and put a little pressure on his shoulder and say, remember what this means? Right there. And then I immediately bring my hands down and let him know he did the right thing. Then, now I come in and I'm going to start to walk. My pressure is coming from my chest. And it's right pretty much kind of focused on the stirrup, around the stirrup, because that's where I'm going to be kind of riding from. And I want him to stay calm and relaxed as he's walking like this, which he's doing fantastic. I don't mind that he cuts that corner a little bit. If I got after him and had him go all the way out to the rail, then I'm just going back to the training and getting him anxious again. I'm going to back up here. That's the test, just like we've already taught him. When I back up, now I've stopped riding. So he knows that. You've done well with that. Hey, buddy. He engaged by putting his nose out and touching me. So I want him to know how good he's doing. This is where we get, praise is everything. We just don't want to run up to him and praise him every time, they do something. I want him to engage, because that's really the biggest thing, is keeping him connected, having him understand, man, I like being there. I like to stay mentally connected. There's reward, there's peace. So I always want to think about, what is it that I want? What is it that I want him to accomplish? Okay, so we went to the left. Now we're going to go to the right. I'm just going to come in here and come back to the center of the circle and get him ready again. I don't know if he'll back up or not. You probably taught him how to do that. I mean, these guys are really good. They really are. So I might just ask him to take a step back. I want to see if see how he goes off. He disconnected. See, he didn't understand that. He didn't understand the backup, so he disconnected. So he went back to doing something he knows how to do, right? This is a reaction. So what I'm going to do now, because I didn't ask for this, so I'm going to put pressure and have him come back in again. So you went off, you disconnected, that's not the right answer. So and that was just because he didn't know what to do. So instead of trying to figure it out, he went and did something that he already knew how to do. But I didn't get mad at him for it. I just put a little pressure, that's the wrong thing. So we'll get him to go this way now. And the littlest that I can do this is what I want to do. I want to keep moving forward with my feet. Now it's kind of coming in a little bit. I'm just going to push a little on the shoulder, because that's what's drifting in. And he's handling that fine. See, a lot of horses don't know how to handle that pressure, and then they kind of get like, I'm trying something, but there's still pressure, and I don't know what to do. I'm just telling him I want him to stay out here just for a couple times around. He's okay. I'm going to step back here. So he hasn't found me yet, but I think he's about to. I'm just just gonna let him come over here. There we go. Change his direction. You can do all this stuff on their back too, especially when they're bothered and nervous. You can get them to get back to being real calm. Ask him to go into a trot. So there he overdid it a little, right? That's just because of his, they trained in that reaction. They were saying go faster, right? That's a whole nother deal. Put that cool on. When a horse has gears and it has a gas pedal, right? What he did was, when I asked him, that's all I did is do the exact same cue. He was already walking, so now I went, now I want you to trot. And then we got the drive behind if he doesn't do it, right? When he did it, he went faster. In his mind, he thought go faster, which means they made it seem like it was a gas pedal. Go faster, right? What I want him to do is switch gears and just trot. I didn't ask you to go any faster. I'm not putting my foot on the gas. I'm just shifting gears to go into a trot, and then shift gear to go back into, hi buddy, how are you? To go back into a canter or lope. And so they need to be able to do that really soft and slow, and they're keeping their wits about them. They're not getting panicked like, oh my gosh, a big huge shot of adrenaline goes, because if we put too much pressure on that, he perceives it as pushing on the gas pedal, and it's a lot of pressure, then he's going to wind up getting anxious. Anxiety's going to go in there because we get adrenaline. So he needs to handle the adrenaline when he's moving quicker and go, oh, it's adrenaline. It's okay. I can still stay relaxed. I don't need to act that way. Good boy. And he's really trying. I love that. I'm going to see if he can back up, actually. I shouldn't have done it. He's a two-swirl horse, too. So I'm going to ask him to back up. I need him to stay connected here. See it? He disconnects right there. That's just because it's a reaction. He goes back to doing what he thought he's supposed to do. And so we're going to do something different. Instead of keeping him going with the rope, I'm going to do this until he comes back. He's thinking he's doing the right thing, so I'm not mad at him at all. I'm just trying to let him know that there's a different thing. Let's try it again. Can you back up? A lot of times we could put a halter on him and we can do it. Put it back up. Back. And you see too, I'm not looking at him. I'm not, I'm just creating some energy here saying, come back to this energy that you're, and pretty soon he'll start going, well, every time I do that, there's pressure. Maybe I should think that there's another answer here. And I could do it, like I said, with a halter, but again, you're haltering, now you just have the rope attached to him. So we'll ask him again. I might maybe just do my finger. Back up. Back. Good boy. I was hoping I could get it before he did that, but that's okay. That's going to happen. So again, we'll do the same thing. And at the same time, he's learning that this doesn't bother him. if he looks at something else, I can just I'll go the step the opposite way. So if he looks over there, I can lean this way. If he looks over there, I'll lean this way. And I'll see, can I pull you back to looking at me? But you see that I'm not demanding that he does it. Like I'm not going, you pay attention to me or you're going to get in trouble. You know, we don't need to do that. So he's not coming up too close because he's kind of thinking, maybe I shouldn't come up there. You ask me to back up all the time. Anytime that when we have follow-up, if he's doing well, I want to stay as straight as possible, biggest turns as possible, because it's easier for him to walk. If I lose him, see, like right here, see, he yields, he slows right down when I walk in front of him, that's very respectful, very respectful. Good job, kid. I'm gonna ask him again here. See if we can get you to back up. Step back. Step back. Step back. Good boy. And now he can start putting two and two together. Oh, you just want me to back up. He didn't really understand that, which means he's probably had to kind of push him a little bit to go backwards. Bothered where he's not sure, because even with not understanding something, being confused, they can get a lot of anxiety. He's really trying, and you see how much engaged he's getting, how he's wanting to stay right here. So we're going to ask him to step off. And I want that shoulder to step over just like that. He's a little bit, has a tiny bit of anxiety with being on this side. He's not super balanced. Does that make sense? He would rather be on the left-hand side, which is real common. Right there, I'll take. You went into, even if it was only half a couple steps. That's it. I want to know you did the right thing. Very nice, kid. And I don't mind that he goes back to a walk. I'll just ask him again. To feel like I'm having to keep driving him. Go back to a walk. Good job. He's really good. Yep. Just put your hand one, so you're going to the right. Let's say you're going to ride here to the right. Put your hand right in the middle of your reins. In those reins, yep. Like your other hand though. And the reason you do it in that hand, you're going to be able to swap hands, right? Depending on which way you go. Because when you want him to, you're just going to suggest that he brings his head over. You're just going to kind of easily slide your hand down. He's already picking that up. Let's go. That's what I want you to do. But put your hand back down on his neck now. Put that one. Just the one. Don't hold both like this. Just put one hand right there in the middle. So it's in, make sure your reins are in the middle, right? So that the loop is the same at the bottom. Okay? Because you always want to know where your reins are. You always want to know how far am I away from that bit, right? Because this is all about communication. You're just going to communicate with him with this. You're telling him when you pick this side up, you want him to give his nose, right? So I have to turn him a couple of ways. But right now you're set up to go that way because you've got this other hand open to slide it gently. Yep, slide it gently. You pick up gently on that. Slide that other one down. Nope. Slide this one down. Barely touch. I want you just slight touch. Just keep. Don't change. Just touch and hold. See how now let it go. You're telling him, and you need to tell him right away you did the right thing. That's exactly what I wanted you to do. So swap your other hand and gently slide down. Go real slow. Pick that up. He's already got it. He's already just touch that bit. Keep holding pressure and make sure that this other offside is loose, right? So drop your right hand down. No, hold on to it, but drop it down a little towards his neck. Don't shift. You're going to keep it in center, right? Keep whatever hand you have on, you're going to keep centered, right? You're going to keep it because you need to know where center is.
So like this?
Yes. A lot of times people put like, they'll tie something, they'll weave something in there to know where center is so they can tell where center is, right? That's rain management. It's a whole nother issue. It's a whole nother thing. But you're just getting to where, yes, you don't want to lean over so far that you're getting yourself pulled out of position, right?
See, that's why I didn't like this.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about the saddle. I would think that could really hurt if you got pitched forward.
Like going on trails up and down hills, I've been bruised.
With that saddle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. For sure. So, and it's perfect. You got your hands right there. You want your little fingers to go point to on the side of the bit because I'll use my little fingers sometimes to get a little bit of play. So you'll just go ahead and hold your right hand on the rein in the middle. Now this one, just gently, and ask him to and just relax. Heels down. I'm just going to kind of do this for right now because I want you just to feel him up there. We're going to definitely do a different saddle because I guarantee you that that's not comfortable. It might be comfortable, but you're not feeling the horse really.
Yeah.
Smiling. Your eyes are up. You're looking around. It's a beautiful day.
Yep. It is a beautiful day.
And I want you just to feel him though. You're looking around, but you're just feeling him underneath you. Now you're just going to stop riding. I want you to stop riding. The reins, just kind of like when I got him going, right? When I stopped riding and I just backed up, that was, we don't need the, you generally don't even need the reins. You'll get to where he just stops because he's feeling you. But when you're riding, I want to feel everything. And it's probably really hard in that saddle. But you want to feel you want to know, okay, his left hip is stepping up. His right hip is stepping up. His left fore, his right fore. You want to be able to feel every movement. And you're going to be going with that movement, right? You stay centered. You're centered up on him. And your hips are going with whatever he's doing, right? But you're trying to, I always say, I want you to have, like you're carrying a glass of wine and you don't want to spill a drop. Your hands shouldn't be moving at all. They should be perfectly, your waist down is moving with the horse, but your hands are staying straight. And because that keeps us in balance. We need to stay in balance. And that's why we always want to look around. We want to keep our heels down. And we want to be looking around at the horizon, not looking like most people do. Usually they're looking right here, or they're looking down in front of the horse. And that's exactly where you're going to go if you come off. But if you got your eyes on the horizon and the horse moves or jumps sideways, you're still keeping your balance. Same thing happens on a boat. People know you go on a boat. If you look down at the bottom at the water and and a boat pitches, you're going off, right?
Yeah.
But if you're looking at the horizon, you're going, okay, you realize the boat's pitching. So same with the horse.